Okay, my name is Benard Wasike, the ED of Hope MBALE. Hope MBALE was started in 2009 with an aim of delivering services to the rural people, the rural vulnerable persons, and we are legally registered entity by the government of Uganda as a fully fledged NGO in Uganda. We operate in Eastern, but in the districts, let me summarize in Elgon and Sebei region, basically, and our focus of activities, we have health service provision. We look at quality health service provision to the people of Uganda, especially the marginalized persons. We also do advocacy around human rights observance and equal opportunities for all people. And we also work around capacitating the communities to be more productive in the communities. And of course, another thematic area is institutional development. So that is a summary of our thematic areas that we look at majorly, but we work in partnership with the legal aid service providers, our partners like HIRAF, to offer legal aid services to the vulnerable persons in Uganda. Now, mainly the sexually reproductive health and the HIV comprehensive service delivery. So now I've toned down to SRHR as a topic. Half of the population is youth. The statistics from UBOS as of 2020 suggest that Uganda has 34.8% of the young population, and which is almost a half of the population, Uganda's population. But young people being vulnerable, that they cannot make their own decisions, they have SRHR needs, unique needs, which have not been met because of the vulnerability. They're still under the care of the parents, of the guardians, and the community as a whole. So they fear to make decisions on their own, and because of that gap, information gap, they are now experiencing a lot of challenges, especially look at the teenage pregnancies, and which are actually which are causing them to drop out of school. And we also have the challenge of also caused the new HIV STIs infections among them because they lack information, and also because of some of the cultural beliefs and the religious beliefs that we are brought up in Uganda. Sometimes to talk about certain things like sexuality education is a problem, because then they will target to being a taboo to talk about sexuality, someone's sexuality. They connect it to sex education, which is not true. But yet sexuality education is just about one's whole well-being, right from the mental, the physical, and emotional. So it's not directly connected to sex, but because of, again, information gap, many people think when you talk about it, and especially when you engage young people about sexuality education, they think you are promoting immorality in society, which is not the case. And also some cultural beliefs hinder young people to openly discuss some things relating to their sexual reproductive system. So because of the information gap, so Hope MBALE decided to come in to bridge that gap so that we may give young people appropriate information about generally sexual reproductive health, so that they may make informed decisions, especially when it comes to sex, having sex. We want them to make informed decisions in a way that they will be able to negotiate. Yes, there is that bit of abstinence, which of course we encourage so much, but young people that are exploring every day many things at a go. So we give them information that to one, of course, abstain. Two, if abstinence is very hard or difficult for them, then we bring in the aspect of condom use, because condom use helps to reduce on STIs and HIV, but also it works as a family planning method. And then we also bring in going to the health facilities to access appropriate information on their health issues and also accessing services. Apparently, many of them do not know that they're supposed to go to the health facilities to access these services. And even if they know, some of them tell us that they fear to go and openly speak about their issues, reproductive issues. Let's say, for instance, if someone is suffering from an STI, they fear to go and openly discuss it with the health workers, and because they feel they are still small, and how will the public, how will them see, how the health workers see them at their age, going to seek for such services. We have had those stories, and even some of them fear that being the fact that health facilities in Uganda, we have not taken up the initiative of separating young people from the adults. So it's kind of a general map of clients. So young people fear to go to the health facilities, because how will the adults see them, especially now when it comes also to the young mothers who are pregnant. They're fearing to go for antenatal services because they feel they will be stigmatized, from...
So with all this...
One comes in to demystify some of the myths around SRH, especially when it comes to menstrual hygiene and management, because we have heard of myths like when a girl is undergoing that menstrual cycle or is in the menstruation period, that when they play sex they don't get pregnant, and which is not really true, because menstruation, besides pregnancy, when one engages in sex while in menstruation, that could impact on their lives, that could affect their reproductive system, because that time the uterus is still, it's soft, the uterus is delicate, I should say. So if one gets into sexual intercourse with the person, of course, who is using force, this and that, could negatively affect the uterus, the reproductive system. But also, that is a period, that blood coming out, that is engaged, and we are still engaging. more and more, both young people in schools and outside school, so that we try to mitigate the gap of the menstrual hygiene that has not been actually the case, because many of young people confess during our conversations with them that some of them use buvelas, some of them use anything cotton, that and yet some of those materials could also affect their health. So as Hope MBALE, we come in to bridge that gap, making impact in communities, and already we are getting testimonies from girls who have made reusable pads that are helping them, and are also helping others out there to do the same. So, and that's why we are having high teenage pregnancies, because some of them follow those myths to try. Like someone say that when you have sex while standing, then you may not get pregnant. And they also follow that, and eventually they get pregnant. So we are coming in to bridge that gap, to make sure we give appropriate information to the young people, so that they may grow into responsible people, the responsible generation that will help the country to grow tomorrow, because these are tomorrow's leaders. So we don't want to have mediocre leaders tomorrow, but we want to have responsible leaders tomorrow in Uganda.